I'm still in shock, really. I mean, we knew we can do it, and that wasn't the goal to go break the record. The goal was to come here and to not just spectate, not just to participate, but to compete. And he did that. And I mean, we have a race plan, obviously, that he followed very well, and we knew it could happen. But I mean, you just want to compete. You want to see him do well. You want to see him follow just all the training that he's been doing all year long. And last time we were here, the very last race we were here, it didn't go so well because we got off our race plan and we said right over there, maybe 30 feet from where we're standing, we're going to come back here and it's going to be a lot different, and it did. So I'm happy and proud of him, and that's crazy. I think it was like 1982 or something like that. So that's pretty crazy.
Can you do this 3 times in a row?
I can do none of it because guess what? You don't want to see me on the track. But he can. I mean, again, we trained for this. One of the things that makes me laugh and just kind of makes me scratch my head at the same time is when, the prognosticators say what can and cannot happen. I think someone said, if you believe you can, you believe you can't. Both those people are right. Which one are you? And not only do we believe we can, but he's already proved it. Back at Penn Relays, he went 44.3 and 44.6 within 5 hours. So I really don't listen to the people who say that it can't happen. We have a race plan, and we train for this. He trains harder than anyone I've ever seen. This is just everyday work for us. So yes, he can do it. I think he's got more in him, and we'll have to wait and see what happens.
How much of that Penn Relays experience cultured the way he's coming in today? I mean, obviously in the 4x4s, they didn't go to plan, but he's run fast splits before. Did that help sort of build him up toward this moment?
Yeah, I mean, well, Penn's was just really a microcosm of what happens in our training system, our training plan. We don't do a lot of over distance. We definitely don't overrun the kids. It's funny when people saying, my friends and coaches tell me I need to stay off the internet because everybody has an opinion saying we're running him too much. I mean, that was his 4th quarter all season long, right? So it helps because the way we train, it's really according to where his splits are supposed to be, and him progressing over time. So Penn Relays helped, but it was really showing us what we already knew from training. And again, I just believe that what happens in training is going to produce itself on the track. And what you see today is not by chance, it's not by happenstance. It's because he's working on this every single day. And he's the type of kid he's locked in. He wants to know the numbers. He challenges me, not in a disrespectful way. He challenges me to get better. So I'm staying up wee hours in the morning trying to figure things out down to the 100th. Believe it or not, we split things in 50s, not just hundreds, and we watch patterns, and we have different philosophies. But it doesn't start now; it started back in September. Penn Relays, to answer your question, helped us do what we knew we can do, but it also gave him the confidence that if you're talking about 3 quarters in 4 days, how about we do 2 in 5 hours? And he showed that it works.
44.6 though, no surprise at all when you saw that time pop up?
No, sir. No, he did a we did a test. We do test runs in the fall, so we did our fall test run I think in October, and we did 45-second test runs, and I think he hit something like 399.2. And I had to look at the clock like twice, right? And say, wait, was that a 45-second test run or was it a 43-second test run? So we knew he had it in him. So what we had to do with him, we just had to manage and make sure we don't give him too much. I think sometimes when you have athletes that are talented, we try to do too much too soon, or we try to overload. But less is more in this case, and let's work on the technical components. We're very big, as some of you know who know me. Very big on the technical components of sprinting. So when he got here, we had to teach him how to sprint. He had a big engine. We knew that. That wasn't a problem. He has a great heart. But his sprint mechanics just weren't there, and we're still working on things. We're not there yet. I'm sure some people will say, "Oh, his sprint mechanics," but comparatively speaking to where they were 2 years ago, I mean, he's just adapted very well and he's accelerating very well, which we're proud of. So that translates into the quarter because you're not just gonna strength your way through it, but it's still the 400-meter dash. It's still a sprint. So teaching him how to sprint and him embracing that, and then him just being him, because he also ran at 800 just for fun and ran 150. It doesn't surprise me, no sir.
When you're mapping out the 2024 season, like maybe back like in the fall, is this the meet you have in mind? Are you planning on peaking all the way here?
Well, I mean, so we don't believe in the philosophy of peaking. I mean, you kids are going to run fast, let them run fast, and let's continue to build a plan so that they can run faster. I don't believe in the peaking philosophy. So when he ran 45.7 and broke the indoor national record, people were nervous. I wasn't, because we know what we're doing. And again, we're not overloading it. Again, he's still a 16-year-old young man. You know, he'd be upset if I called him a boy. So, but he's a young man. So, you know, he's not a pro yet, although mentally he's right there with the best of them. He's not afraid when he comes in here. He's not intimidated. He believes he belongs because he does. But in terms of the plan, to answer your question, you know, we knew this was possible, but we didn't put it on there because it's a lot of other things that go into it. It's not just, you know, is he physically ready? Is he mentally ready? Is he emotionally ready? Is you know, academically? You know, so we're not going to say to a 15-year-old, he was a 15-year-old at the time, you got to make the Olympic trials. That's not what you do to kids. I think when you put those kind of pressures on kids, what happens is they carry that with them, not just into the race, but all through the season, and it becomes burdensome. So even now, I mean, we're just having fun. I mean, trust me. I mean, watch, if you look around and look at it, we're joking, we're having fun, we're cracking up, making this an enjoyable experience, because we never know when we get it again. You know, we don't, you know, tomorrow's not promised. So, but we did know it was a possibility, but it was not goal 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. It was just something that we saw as a possibility. But but we had a lot of other things to do first to get there.
You mentioned the conversation you guys had down here last time you were here. How much of a motivating factor has that been for him in this training to get back to this point?
He's a huge competitor. So what happened last year, he got so excited, so amped up, because again, he's a freshman in high school, and he's competing against collegiate freshmen and, you know, seniors in high school and all that. And he's never been here before. And he's done the junior Olympic circuit and all those kind of things. But having never been here before, what happened was he got so excited that he didn't stick to the race plan. And I think even to this day, I think that race is one of the ones I'm most proud of, because what wound up happening was he went at 200. And you never go at 200, like full out. You never go at 200 for the 400. At least that's not our philosophy. But the thing that happened with him was he was off the race pattern. He tried to get it right away. And I've never seen someone make their move at 200 and be able to finish. And he finished. He didn't win. He came in, I think, 3rd or 4th. Still made the team. He was too young. Funny part is he was too young to make the junior team last year, or the U20 team last year. Now we're trying to make the senior team. But that really motivated him, because he's like, I'll never make that mistake again. I won't allow the emotion or the moment to overwhelm me to the point I get away from our strategy and the things that we work all year for. And he felt bad about it. I was like, don't feel bad. I mean, look, you're playing with house money because you couldn't go anyway. Number one. Number two, it's a valuable lesson to learn. And as a straight A student, he takes those lessons, and he never forgets. He never forgets.
How's he kept that even keel nature throughout all that?
Well, I mean, because he knows, again, we're not. There's no pressure on us here. Like, there's no, like, he's not the prohibited favorite. We've seen the list and all that, and trust me, we send things to each other. You know, some of it's just fun and we're laughing. Others like, oh, okay, all right, well, we'll see what happens. So he can keep that, because it's no pressure on him to do anything but his best. And if his best is not okay to make the team or good enough to make the team, like, we're good with that. Like, no one is putting pressure on him, whether it be his coaches, his parents, his teammates, or his school, to do that. We're just fun and excited that he's here.
There's a lot that comes at it. A kid who puts up that kind of time, you know, off the track or whatever. Is he the kind of kid that's going to be able to handle that well, like personality-wise, mindset-wise? How is he going to handle all of the increased notoriety that comes with putting a path like that?
Well, he's already handling it. Some of you guys are seeing it now, but I mean, he's kind of like this. I don't want to say these things, but he gets a lot of that already. But he's so humble and he's so kind and he's so well mannered. I mean, we'll be at meets where it's hard to warm up because he doesn't want anyone to be disappointed, because if they're asking for a picture or something like that, they're gonna. He doesn't want to let them down. So he is. Are you going with him now? You going up there? Okay, cool. So what happens is this is just more of what he's already been doing. He's the most humble, kind, but yet fierce competitor that I've ever been around. Like when that switch flips, it flips. But as soon as he's crosses the finish line, he's the humble, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Like that's who he is. That's who his parents raised him to be. So he won't change because number one, if you know his mom and his dad, like they're not gonna let it change, and his sister. But number two, like in our program, we just try to make sure that kids understand that like it's a we before me mentality because everyone has a team. Track, I disagree with this point. The point, and we know this that it's an individual sport. It's not. You have a team. You have training partners. You've got parents. You've got a coaching staff. You've got doctors, team doctors, or medical professionals that help you. You've got teachers. So never approach it like this is all about you, because when you do, you're gonna set yourself up to fall. But he's got a great foundation, and no, he's not gonna let anything get to his head. He's gonna enjoy it, and it'll probably increase now that he's doing some things on NBC, but when all said and done, he's still a kid. That's the fun part about it. He's a kid. Like that $1 million smile he has is authentic because he had the joy of running. He won the Joy of Living award at our school. Like literally like that. Like he didn't win. He won academic awards too because he's a straight A student. But also like he goes into every day on our campus with that same smile that you see when the cameras are on, and that's who he is.
Do you know how